China, you say. Should we talk about China?
China.
We should.
China.
What a perfect opportunity for a segue.
Hey, good timing.
All right, let's jump to this story. We got this from timcast.com. Chinese surveillance balloon may have contained explosives designed to self-destruct. Anytime you down something like this, we have to make assumptions such as that, said Air Force General Glenn D. Van Herk. I wonder if that's the real reason they did not want to shoot it down. Because the debris is one thing, but if it had something in it really bad, I guess the concern is, what if it had a bomb? What if it had some kind of device, and shooting it down would, poison or biological weapon?
You said it before the show, I think, John, the EMP, the best way to deliver it would be, or one of the best ways would be via balloon, because it's so high up, and then it's got just a wide berth of explosive.
Yeah, it goes higher than
fallout.
an airplane can go to shoot it down. Like if it's at 150,000 feet, you can't get a plane up that high, really. There was a whole, listen, you guys can go look it up, but there's an operation called Operation Hardtack in the 50s. And it was nuclear test, and it was also EMP tests. And the EMP tests they were running, they were detonating the EMPs from balloons at about 150,000 feet up. And the reason, because that is the most, that's the most effective range for an EMP to really do its damage down on the ground. And you can go read the report. It's a few pages long, but it's very interesting. So when I saw that balloon floating across, I thought, I wonder if there's an EMP in that thing. How many more balloons are there floating around? We've always talked about, what if the grid went down? We all know you guys talk about that a lot, but if you had no electricity in America for a year, you'd have 10% of the people left. That's not me saying it. That's all the military strategists that have ever looked at it. You'd have about 1 out of 10 Americans would survive something like that for a year. It's almost unsurvivable. So an EMP also, this is an interesting thing that in Iran, in their war manifesto, like how they would carry out a war, they find an EMP to be Sharia compliant, because the EMP itself does not mass kill anybody. It's what the EMP causes that mass kills everybody, but the EMP itself does not cause a mass death. As a matter of fact, it causes no death because it's way up there. It's Sharia compliant. So people don't realize that EMPs are the go-to first strike weapon, put everybody in the dark. So when I saw that balloon, I wonder if there's an EMP in that thing. And maybe that's why they didn't shoot it down. I don't know.
They knew it was coming for, I think, a week or
But that's
5
legit.
days.
It sounds dumb to people. Oh, that's so stupid. They're going to send a balloon up.
Well, you were saying it's because they don't have heat signatures, or they have very low heat signatures?
Yeah, they're analog, basically. I mean, there's not a lot to them, and they move so slow and so high. They're in between the satellites and airspace and where the airplanes fly. So they're kind of in this zone where they're hard to get to them. Yeah. And, if you send a missile in with an EMP, you could see that coming. You would see it take off, and you go, oh, there's a missile, try to knock it down. This balloon just kind of floats in, and here's a balloon floating from Alaska to South Carolina. And
did it actually have self-destruct instructions aboard, like it was supposed to destroy itself afterwards?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows anything about any of it.
My first guess is that it was like their version of like Google Maps. They were tracking, they're trying to like map the North America, but they're so poor at communication with the United States, no one knew ahead of time. But then they blew it up. So either they're mapping like Google Maps and they didn't want to tell anyone because they're so secretive, or they were actually like tracking and mapping all of our sensitive data in purpose, and they came down on purpose. They said it was blown off course,